Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Nephthys Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for post Hidden Summoners. This is the one deck out of the whole set that had support previously in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think it's actually awesome that they made it a ritual based deck with all the different support. I'm a big fan of ritual decks, as you know, so just being able to see the different ways the deck can play with its whole destruction plays and then special summoning back really works well with the ritual monsters, and I love the new link monsters they gave us as well for the deck to work in total. Plus with all just the, very easy searchable ritual support we have in general, it works also well with the deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the profile. So to start off, sadly, I'm still missing a few cards for the deck, but I think I'm actually better off with this deck than I was for Prank Kids and my Akashi when I did their deck profiles. But I run 3 Cerulean Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys, and with this one, you can ritual summon this card with Rebirth of Nephthys. You can only use each of the following effects of Cerulean Sacred Phoenix once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy Nephthys cards in your hand and or face up on the field. Then destroy an equal number of monsters your opponent controls, and during your standby phase, the next standby phase after this card was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. So it shares that summon capability with the famous Sacred Phoenix, so very helpful there. And then just being able to destroy cards in your hand or field, then destroy equal number on the field your opponent controls can take care of a lot of problems you have facing against your opponent. But it's a 3,000 attack point ritual monster, level 8, and you can just summon it out with the incantations we have with the deck as well, which are a big boost to the deck in total as well. For our other ritual monster, 3 Devotee of Nephthys. With this one, you can ritual summon this card with Rebirth of Nephthys, so they both use the same ritual card. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned, you can activate this effect to special summon 1 Nephthys monster from your deck, and during the end phase of this turn, destroy this card. And if this card on the field is in the graveyard, you can destroy 1 Nephthys card in your hand, and if you do special summon this card helps after you get it successfully ritual summoned by special summoning it back and just making up for so many of your different plays you can do, whether it's link summon or just, having monster swarm. But the link summon definitely does come in handy because of the new ones that we received for the deck, just to make them and, just continue on with your plays. So 3 of this and 3 of Cerulean Sacred Phoenix just to help with your ritual plays for playmaking, and then just, destroying all potential your opponent can do definitely does come in handy. For the non-ritual Nephthys support, I run 3, or want to run 3, Disciple of Nephthys. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 card in your hand, and if you do, add 1 Nephthys monster from your deck to your hand, except for Disciple. And during your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Nephthys spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Disciple of Nephthys once per turn, but you have that surge effect, so being able to open up your plays definitely does come in handy for sure with this card. The 2,000 defense stat-wise is also very helpful, but just being able to add 1 Nephthys spell or trap can also just, next turn as well, help with your plays that you want to go for. It's definitely a 3 of in the deck. For the other ones, I run 2 Matriarch of Nephthys. You can target 1 level 4 or lower Nephthys monster in your graveyard, except for Matriarch. Destroy 1 card in your hand, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster in defense, but negate its effects during your next standby phase. After this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Matriarch once per turn, but the help for the special summon from the graveyard definitely does come in handy for your plays, like I said, that you want to make for your link summon for sure. So this card just being able to assist with those plays, definitely 2 of in the deck for sure. I only run 1 Chronicler of Nephthys, though. With this one, you can target 1 Nephthys card in your graveyard, except for Chronicle. Destroy 1 card in your hand. If you do, add that card to your hand. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Nephthys card from your graveyard to your hand, except for Chronicler, and you can only use each effect once per turn. So it's good for the add-back effect. I like Matriarch a little better, but I do like both of the options available to you to use in the deck for sure, which is why I decided to run both in the deck. As for a couple of the other one-ofs, I run one Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. Just wanted this card because it is searchable, and most of the time you want to go more for your ritual plays because it's basically the same one with more destruction capabilities available to you with this one for specific cards as well. Sacred Phoenix is good, and it's great to have that option available for you to destroy all spell and traps, but if you're going up against decks that, don't really rely too heavily on having them on the field, then you really want to go for Sacred Sword instead in that case. And I also run one Hand of Nephthys, just an easy way to tribute this and one other monster to special summon one Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys from your hand or deck. Just, if you have the options available to you, this card definitely does come in handy for those situations. And that is it for all the Nephthys cards. For the other support I run, that definitely does help with any ritual deck. 3 Manju of the 10,000 hands. It's just searchable for your ritual monster or ritual spell from your deck to your hand, so a definite 3 of. I also run 2 Senjus, just so I have the options to add the monster. I also run Preparation of Rites and Pre-Preparation of Rites, so you have available searches as well when you open up either one of Manju or Senju. Senju only grabs the monster, that's why I'm only running 2 of, because being able to have an option available to you with Manju definitely does come in handy, but just having this additional search definitely does come up. If you don't want to run the Senju, you can always just swap it in for hand traps of any choice, whether it be Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, Effect Veiler, you name it, for those cards. I also run the Incantation Engine, so I run 2 Candle. It's the reveal a ritual spell in your hand to special summon both this card from your hand and 1 incantation from your deck. You can't use the extra deck when you have these cards in the field, but Candle and then also Talismandra just come in handy for the special summoning and then using them to search out whichever ritual cards you need as well. I also run 1 Bookstone and 1 Pencil Plume to reveal the ritual monster or the ritual spell in your hand. Special summon both this card from your hand and 1 incantation from the deck. Once again, just all these plays coming into effect for your ritual plays are very helpful, just having the fodder you need. And if you have the different special summon option effects as well, those are just extra bonuses for the cards. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. One of your main spells is Rebirth of Nephthys. This is the ritual spell card for the deck. It can be used to ritual summon any Nephthys monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of ritual monsters you ritual summon. Then, if you tributed Devotee of Nephthys or Cerulean Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys, you can destroy 1 card on the field. So you have pop capabilities with this card as well, so very helpful for those plays as well. Just being able to have those options available to you are very helpful with just all your different plays you can go for with this one. And I also run the 3 Preparation of Rites. You add 1 level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Then you add 1 ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. So you can add your Devotee of Nephthys, which then just opening up and having the ritual plays to go for is very helpful for sure. So 3 of those. I also run 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites. You add 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand and add 1 ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand whose name is listed on that ritual spell, and you can only activate 1 Pre-Preparation of Rites per turn, but just being able to add the ritual spell from your deck to your hand, then the ritual monster, it has the specific name on both of the cards with the Rebirth, gives you just that extra search that Pre-Preparation of Rites is just, more handy and capable for sure than Preparation, but still love to run both in the deck just because adding those cards for the big cost that ritual plays can be definitely does come in handy. And then just for a little extra special summoning, I run 1 World Legacy Succession and 1 Monster Reborn. With all the link summoning we do in this deck, this card for the special summon definitely does help. And same goes for Monster Reborn. If you wanted to take out World Legacy Succession and try Soul Charge, you can. I just like the attack options available to you. You can do with the deck, which is why I didn't really like to run Soul Charge as much. But, these 2 special summon options definitely do help. And lastly, for the spells, I run 2 Call by the Grave. This is just for the, dealing with your opponent's hand traps with all the search we have in this deck, whether it be with Manju or any of your preparation cards. This one can take care of those issues if your opponent ever tries to stop you with any of their hand traps. And lastly, for the traps, just a small little tech of mine, but always a favorite with the Nephthys deck, is 2 Torrential Tributes with this card. With the card effects, definitely helpful, because after it was destroyed by a card effect, you can bring a good amount of your Nephthys monsters back onto the field, so Torrential definitely helpful. And just taking care of a lot of your opponent's monsters too, especially if they're trying to field swarm. You can mess up their plays for sure. And that is it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 1 Nephthys, the Sacred Flame. This is your Link 3 monster. You need 2 or more monsters, including a ritual monster. While this card is in the extra monster zone, monsters your opponent control cannot target Nephthys monsters in the main monster zone for attacks. And this card gains effects based on the number of ritual used for its Link summon. If you use 1, it cannot be destroyed by battle. If you use 2 or more, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and also gains 1200 attack. I believe it is 1200. Yep. And then if you use 3, neither player can target this card with card effects. Also, it gains another 1200 attack. So talk about an incredible powerhouse monster for sure. And then being able to protect all your other Nephthys monsters is just an added bonus for sure with this one. So if you can get this guy out and have all those effects going for you, it's a definite game changer there for sure. I also run 2 Nephthys, the Sacred Preserver. This is your Link 2 of the deck. You need 2 Nephthys monsters, and you can only use the following effects of Nephthys, the Sacred Preserver once per turn. During your main phase, if this card was Link summoned, you can activate one of these effects. You can add 1 level 8 wing-based monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can add 1 ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. And you can destroy 1 Nephthys monster this card points to special summon 1 Nephthys monster with a different original name from your graveyard, but its effects are negated. So you have the options available to you with your one-ofs with this card. The only thing is you have to use the Nephthys monsters, but very easy with all the different rituals and effect monsters we run to get this card out. But being able to set up your plays with this one is also definitely helpful. And then just for a couple of the generic Link monsters, I run 1 Doolittle Chimera and 1 Greatfly. Depending on the wind or fire monsters you open up with, these cards can definitely be great boosters for sure. And then just add back potential also. And I also run 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, and 1 Underclock Taker for some of your other Link 2s. And I also run 1 Topologic Trisbana, 1 Saryuja, 1 Topologic Bomber Dragon, and 1 Borlo Dragon, just for some bigger Link plays. But most of the time, I always try to go for my Sacred Flame, which is the main play of the deck, obviously. And then for a couple Exceed monsters, I run 1 number 23 and 1 number 38. Just having these rank 8 options available to you with the monsters you can make in this deck is definitely helpful for sure if you need that option to go for. And 1 Daigusto Phoenix. We run plenty of level 2s, so with this one being the face-up wind monster you control, can attack twice. With some of the wind options we run, it definitely can help, but if you didn't want to run this one, you can also run your Sky Centuria, which is another rank 2, just for the play potential that card has as well. Well, kind of optional on what you want to make your rank 2, but I like having that option available to you if you didn't want to go for the Link summon. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. With that, we've covered all 3 of the decks from Hidden Summoners, so pretty happy we were able to get all 3 of them done. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.